Yo, check it. Alright guys, what up? You are back for another video of Datazero. This is the time of the week where we give you a weekly outlook and prediction. Basically, we take a week's worth of prediction and cram them into one video. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. We're going to be covering Bitcoin, SPY, AMC, and GME. GME having a crazy week last week. SPY, massive volatility. So guys, you're going to want to watch each and every second of this update so you can get all of the context, all of the levels, and all of the key technicals that we're looking for this week, plus the data drops. Let's not waste any more of your precious time and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, guys, what up? Welcome back to another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME. We're also looking at SPY, the overall stock market, and of course, the cryptocurrency market as well. This is the time of the week where you give you a weekly outlook and prediction. Basically, we try to cram a week's worth of prediction into one video, giving you guys an outlook and prediction on what I expect for this trading week. Now, last week, we were on point with the weekly outlook and prediction, predicting a green week for SPY, green week for GME, and also telling you guys that cryptocurrency would be having a downside move and then reversing back to the upside. We will be giving you guys more updates and predictions, so if you find any of that informative or interesting, go ahead and press like and subscribe right now. Now, this video is not financial advice. It should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, showing you guys exactly what we have going on for this week. Now, we did see BTC make an overall down move, and we did talk about that down move, especially if we lost that 60K region, which we did lose, and then had a big move to the downside. Now, on stream, we did identify a double bottom structure. If we go ahead and zoom in, you guys can see that BTC had a double bottom structure here, and we did identify that structure and call that out on the stream, saying that BTC would most likely go back to the 60 to 61K level, which it did indeed do. You guys can see right here is the bottom number one, bottom number two, and then we had a bounce to the upside. Now, what looks to be extremely bullish for BTC, especially here on the short term, is the fact that we are holding 61K as support. Now, this is tinfoil hat theory, but I do think that BTC was actually used as liquidity for possible margin calls when we've seen this overall capitulation from the stock market. Again, that is not 100% fact, but in my personal opinion, I do believe BTC was actually used for liquidity, and that's why we've seen this move down. Now, what is bullish in the short term is that Bitcoin did get that double bottom, and we are pushing to the upside, breaking above this overall sloping resistance. If you guys see here, there's an overall sloping resistance on BTC, and it looks like we are trying to use that level as support. If you can see Bitcoin remain above the levels of 62K, you're going to see a bullish move to the upside. So Bitcoin is looking bullish here in the short term, especially if we can break above 65.6K. So you want to be watching as a cryptocurrency or Bitcoin holder. Can Bitcoin break above 65.6K? If we can see a move above that level, then we could see a bullish push to the upside towards that 69.2K range, which would overall lead to a higher high, especially if we can hold that level as support. You could see a much higher high than that 73.8K level, possibly 80K here on BTC. Now, BTC has been known to make higher highs after the halving. So as you guys can see, we did have the halving April 19th and 20th. So Bitcoin could potentially be seeing higher highs, especially in the next coming months and weeks as Bitcoin continues to try to push its way to the upside. Now, what you want to be mainly concerned about as a Bitcoin holder is if we do get any more flushes in the stock market, you could see a sudden move down. I think overall Bitcoin, if the market did actually capitulate or crash, would overall move down to the downside and then correct back to the upside. But what you're looking to see is if we hold that 60K level. As long as you stay above 60K, Bitcoin is relatively bullish. Now, I do want to point out something here on the macro time frame, on the weekly time frame. As you guys can see here, the weekly MACD possibly getting a red candle. So this is something you want to be aware of. If weekly MACD does go red, you could see at least extended period of bearishness where we might be seeing lower lows before seeing that higher highs. So this is something you want to be aware of, especially with Bitcoin being
Bitcoin dominance being so high, Bitcoin is going to be what leads the altcoins. It's going to be what leads the cryptocurrency market and is what is going to determine the overall moves until you see Bitcoin start to lose some of that dominance. Now you can also see Ethereum here is in a possible bullish structure. As you guys can see, Ethereum staying above this 3K level here, which is extremely bullish. Ethereum holders, you want to see Ethereum remain above $3,000. Also, Ethereum in a potential falling wedge. If we can see Ethereum break out of this falling wedge, maybe have to go a little bit lower, but break out of this falling wedge, you could see a bullish reversal back to the upside. And normally with falling wedges, you get a higher high. So that means Ethereum would potentially be breaking a higher high of this $4,000 level. And again, this would be bullish for cryptocurrency overall. And you would probably be seeing movements to the upside, especially Ethereum being the second biggest coin in the cryptocurrency market. So that's what we're looking for cryptocurrency in the overall crypto market. Just quickly looking at the crypto bubbles, as you guys can see over the last hour, pretty much red. But the last day, we've had some decent gains here in the altcoin market. Past week, some coins are mixed, but you guys can see we have a mixed bag of red and green. And then if we look over the past month, you have had mostly red in the altcoin market. So this is what we're looking at for cryptocurrency and the overall crypto market. Again, once BTC really starts to make moves back to the upside, that's when you'll see altcoins really take off. We haven't had that altcoin season yet where you see altcoins rocket and Bitcoin kind of stay stagnant, but we are seeing Bitcoin potentially start to make moves up to the upside. So if your favorite altcoin hasn't mooned yet, you shouldn't be discouraged, especially if Bitcoin could continue to make higher highs. So this is what I'm looking at for crypto. Let's go ahead and move into the stock market, show you guys what's going on for SPY, show you guys what's going on for the meme stocks. If you haven't heard or seen, GME made a massive rally from the lows all the way up to about 72% from the lows. Insane. We're going to get to that here in a minute. But let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for SPY, what I'm expecting for SPY, and then, of course, the data sets we have dropping as well. So this is going to be the trading week of the 6th into the 10th. So Monday the 6th into Friday the 10th. And we do have just Michigan consumer sentiment, So this is the only thing we have. Not a crazy week like last week where we had Fed FOMC, we had earnings, we had all of those things that cause volatility in the market in an extreme way. Again, FOMC, tech earnings, it's going to be absolutely crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, it was insanity last week. Hopefully you made a bag. We did call out several of these moves. As I did say, most likely you would see bearishness on Monday and Tuesday on the weekly outlook and prediction, which we did see as we rejected from that 510 level, which I did call in that video. And then I told you guys most likely we would be moving to the upside Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that is exactly what we've seen. As Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we get more bullishness. But we did have the FOMC pump and dump from Fed Papa Powell. As you guys can see, we had this massive rally to the upside and then an immediate dump back to the downside, which is absolute insanity, massive volatility. Now, we do have multiple gap fills here on SPY. You guys can see that we're printing dojis, which shows a lot of indecision. Bulls and bears are fighting. Now, daily MACD did get a green candle, but weekly MACD is still sitting on the red side. So this is something you want to be aware of. It looks like what SPY most likely is going to try to do is make a slight push up here on Monday morning. So I'm expecting SPY to make a slight push up on Monday morning to about 514, 512.50, around that range, and then get rejected. So it's probably going to find resistance around one of these levels, especially if it does manage to reach the top of the bear flag. So SPY most likely is going to find resistance on Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, start moving back to the downside. So you'll see upside probably on Monday or Tuesday as it does remain a little bit bullish. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, start moving to the downside. Now, most likely, I think SPY is going to remain in the bear flag. We have a ton of sell walls So again, SPY is not going to be able to break out of the bear flag in my personal opinion. Yes, we have seen SPY do that before, but if we look at what's going on, I see RSI extremely high on these upper time frames. Again, there's a little bit room left to run, but not much room left to run. This is why I think we're going to be topping out very, very soon for SPY, right around these ranges of like 514, 512, especially of all these sell walls that we have around them, same ranges as well, 515, 512, massive amount of sell walls. I'm thinking SPY is going to try to work its way up just a little bit higher Monday, possibly Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday start working its way back down. I do think we will remain in the bear flag. So what you're going to see overall is a doji style type week. If we go ahead and look at the weekly candle was a doji style candle, as you guys can see. And I think we're going to see something very, very similar to that. I do think it is going to be a green candle, and I did predict a green candle in the last weekly outlook and prediction, and we did get that candle. But again, it's not going to be a massive green candle like I told you guys last week. It's not going to be some crazy candle. It's going to fit relatively inside of this bear flag, and it's going to be a doji style candle in my personal opinion as we continue to work our way up the bear flag. So I do think we'll be able to see an overall green week as we come to the top of the bear flag, come down and then bounce again. It's going to be relatively the same place that we started. So you're going to see a doji style candle in my personal opinion. I do think we will remain inside this macro bear flag for this week and then potentially next week break down out of it. Now, if we do break down out of the bear flag and use these levels as resistance, you're going to see a decent move to the downside for SPY, but I think we're actually going to be able to hold that level and then work our way up the bear flag in my personal opinion. What I think is going to be happening on Monday is like a move up and then something similar to this, creating a doji style candle in my personal opinion for the weekly outlook and prediction. So I do think we will be seeing a green week for SPY, but it's going to be a doji style candle, nothing huge. RSI again showing room not to run, extremely overbought. Also, we have a ton of resistance here in these higher levels. So this is when looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Again, we don't have earnings like we did last week with tech earnings, and we don't have major data sets dropping. Yes, Michigan consumer sentiment is very, very important, but that doesn't drop till Friday. More likely what you're going to see is a lot of volatility here on the 15th when it comes to like inflation and stuff of that nature. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Again, like and subscribe for more predictions like this. We just talked about crypto. We just talked about SPY. Let's go ahead and move into the meme stocks and show you guys what's going on for the meme stocks and give you the rest of this update. Now, we're going to go into GME, showing you guys what's going on for GME, what we could potentially see. I know a lot of people are very, very curious on what GME could potentially see. I'm going to give you guys some levels to look for and some things that we will be looking for as a GME holder and trader. So GME, massive pump to the upside. We did call for the double bottom here on the channel. I told you guys GME was making a double bottom, and we did call for that double bottom, the bottom number one, bottom number two, where GME got a bounce and then made another bounce. Now, we got that double bottom play out exactly as predicted. Then we identified a falling wedge, which we then tracked, and the falling wedge ended up breaking out into a massive, massive rally. Ladies and gentlemen, the technicals on this channel have been absolutely on point, so make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. As you guys can see, we had this massive breakout of that falling wedge, major boom candles here on GME. RSI blown out, sitting at 83, and then on the higher time frames as well, RSI extremely overbought, but there is a tiny little left to run. But what we're potentially seeing here on GME is gamma. Okay, GME moved up very, very fast in the later half of the week. That means on Thursday and Friday, GME had a massive pump up, and that allowed it to get a gamma squeeze, and I think that's what this was. Also, 0 shares available to borrow. They were not able to push GME down at all, and that's why GME literally ran. GME, if you don't know, had 0 shares available to borrow. This could be changed as of now, but yes, it still has 0 shares available to borrow. Now, this could change as early as Monday morning, but this is very, very bullish for GME. AMC sitting at about 800,000 shares available to borrow right now at time of recording. This could change as early as Monday morning, but that is what we're looking at right now. it looks like GME is going to potentially try to make another move to the upside. If we can hold the levels of 1550, GME is extremely bullish. I do think we're going to be coming back down, possibly for a retest of some of these levels. You guys can see these crazy wicks. Some of these didn't show up on other brokers. This might have been stop loss hunting and or glitches on Webull. I do think this is accurate data. I think it was more likely stop loss hunting in my personal opinion. But again, you shouldn't be seeing things like this. This only occurs on meme stocks that are highly, highly manipulated. And that's why they have these crazy rallies and crazy dumps. Now, you guys can see that I do think we're going to be retesting that 1550 level, but I think we're going to be able to hold it and move to the upside here on Monday. That's where we're going to be watching as a GME holder. Now, if we can break $18 on GME, things can get pretty spicy for the short sellers. But the major level that things will truly get crazy is that $20 level. $20 will get absolutely insane if we can break that for GME stock. GME often has a gamma ramp here. Now, this is last week's data, but if you guys see $20, we could have a massive amount of calls expiring in the money. Now, they do still have 49.4% of GME float locked up in computer share. This is why GME also can be prone to massive movements, because it is a low float stock with low liquidity, and low liquidity can possibly lead to short squeezes. Now, a gamma squeeze can lead to FOMO, people FOMOing in, trying to catch the rally, and then that can bring the stock higher, which could lead to shorts covering. GME has a short interest of 22.36%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge amount of short interest, and this stock could potentially see a short squeeze, especially if we break above the levels of $20 and get a massive gamma ramp. There are two massive gap fills up to the upside for GameStop at $37 and $39. I do believe that if GameStop can break that $20 level, we could see those gaps get filled. GameStop making an incredible rally to the upside. Green MACD on the daily time frame. If we go ahead and look at the weekly time frame, you guys will see that the MACD has also flipped green on the weekly time frame. This is looking extremely bullish. And if we zoom out even further, you guys can see that monthly MACD is curling up. If GME gets that green monthly MACD, we could be seeing a reversal uptrend to the upside, leading into an overall bullish rally and coming back to fill some of these gaps to the upside. So this is extremely exciting for GME holders. For anybody inside of GME, this stock could literally see a short squeeze. It is manipulated, so they do try to push it down. I don't want to give anybody hopium, because this stock can be manipulated. As you guys can see, GME getting pushed down from these higher highs, major rallies, and then dumps to the downside. So we could see pullback on this stock. We want to watch it level by level, take it day by day, step by step, and that is why I do the live streams from 9:15 till 4 p.m. So if you are interested in seeing that, you guys can tune in. Even if you're at work, you can listen on your headphones, or you guys can just tune in here and there. I appreciate each and every person that does that. I appreciate everyone who checks in, as liking and commenting the video does help out. And if you want to help out this video, make sure you like and comment down below. Now, guys, I think that GME can hold this 1550 level. I think that's what we're going to be seeing a retest of, and then moving back towards that $18 level here in the later half of the week. Now, if GME can break $18, again, this is where things could start to get crazy and extremely spicy for the short sellers. So this is what we're going to be paying close attention to on the live stream. As far as GME, I do think we will have one more green week, okay, which is a crazy risky call to make, because we did have this massive rally and we should be seeing pullback. But I think the rally was so large and the momentum is so strong that we are going to see a continuation to the upside. It's not going to be crazy unless we break that $18 to $20 level, but it looks like we have a ton of momentum. We might need to consolidate before moving to the upside, but we should be able to break a higher high than that 1745 by the end of the week, in my personal opinion. So this is what I'm looking at for GameStop. We did get the prediction last week for GameStop calling a green week. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for AMC, giving you guys the predictions for AMC. Now, if GME really starts to take off, it will help AMC. I don't know if you guys noticed, but AMC did get some bullishness once GME started to take off, especially in the later half of the day here. GME really started to move, and then AMC started to take off. Now, if both AMC and GME take off, the short sellers are going to be in a world of hurt. Right now, they do have more shares available to borrow for AMC because, unfortunately, Adam Aron is playing both sides. Yes, he wants to help the company, but he also doesn't care about shareholders. And you guys can see he sold shares directly to the enemy, Barclays, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs. He sold them directly to them with equity distribution agreements. So he literally is selling shares directly to the enemy, which they can then say, hey, I have these AMC shares. I want to use these for collaterals for short positions. And that's why they're readily able to get 800,000, all these shares available to borrow. Now, if we do see cost of borrow going higher, this will help stop that. And we are seeing cost of borrow trend up. Now, I told you guys once we saw cost of borrow start to trend up on AMC, that's when we could see price start to trend up. And lo and behold, we are seeing price start to trend up. I believe that AMC is potentially putting in its bottom. That 238 is the bottom right now. I believe we're building a bullish base for a maneuver to the upside. So AMC is looking very, very bullish overall. And I do think we can see a continuation of this bullish momentum that we have been enjoying over the past couple of weeks. You guys can see that AMC made a nasty inverse head and shoulders. Right here's your shoulder, right here's your head, right here's another shoulder, and we got a push to the upside. If AMC can break above the critical levels of $3.50, you're going to see a very, very decent push to the upside for AMC stock. AMC has a vicious setup. Now, gap fill, this has been filled on GameStop. It had a vicious setup for the GameStop gap fill. Hopefully, AMC is about to do the same thing and perform its gap fill at about $3.97 to $4. So it does look like AMC is setting up for that move, but in order for that move to happen, we'd have to break above $3.50 and hold that level. Now, we did break above the last critical resistance that is going to be holding us away from that $3.50 level, which is $2.24. What we want to see for AMC is remaining above that level, and that is exactly what we did last week. Looks like we retested as resistance. They're probably going to try to push us back down in the morning, so we'll probably retest that, but I think we'll be able to use that level as support, maybe go slightly below it, but use that level as support and then continue to the upside in this overall bullish channel that you see here. Now, these bullish channels normally break to the downside, but they ride to the upside first, so it looks like AMC might be able to enjoy some bullishness, especially if we remain in this channel for Monday and Tuesday, then maybe Wednesday, Thursday, come back to the downside, and then get a bounce to the upside Friday. Overall, I think it will be ending the week higher than it started, so I think AMC will be able to see a green week. Now, as far as shares available to borrow, again, they do have 800,000, and this could change at time of recording. AMC short interest sitting at 18.40%. Plenty of short interest for a short squeeze. I told you guys when short interest started to return and cost of borrow started to return, we could actually see a potential short squeeze, and if the price starts to rise, this literally could happen. AMC has multiple gap fills back to the upside, all the way up to that $43 level. As you guys can see there, $37 to $43 is a massive gap fill, and gaps do get filled. Once AMC starts to make its bottom and form that bottom, I believe that it will start pushing back to the upside to fill each and every one of these gaps, which will cause AMC to have massive, massive rises in percentages. As you guys can see, some of these gaps are over 100% away. And then, of course, if we go to the maximum gap, it's over 1,000% away, leaving 1,000% gains to be made. Now, again, meme stocks are very, very risky, and I'm not a financial advisor, so you need to do your own research and technical analysis before buying any stock or crypto asset. But it looks like AMC and GME are both great opportunities for potential gains. GME has massive gap fills to the upside. AMC has massive gap fills to the upside. GME exploding out of nowhere. This is going to cause problems for the short sellers. So again, the main thing that we want to look for AMC and AMC holders is remaining above the levels of $3.24. Bullish MACD is telling me that we most likely going to see momentum continue to the upside. RSI being overbought is letting me know that we'll probably have to see a pullback and retest these lower levels before bouncing to the upside. So these are all bullish metrics, and again, this is why I'm calling for a green week. on AMC stock. So guys, this is pretty much everything I have for you guys for the weekly outlook and prediction. Again, we just covered Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the overall stock market. The main thing that we're going to be looking for AMC is remaining above that 324 level and breaking above 350, where we could then play out the rest of this inverse head and shoulders, which is an extremely bullish structure. We are in the short term in this macro ascending bullish path right here, as you guys can see, bouncing between these two support and resistances, which I think will continue for the next couple of days before we break down out of it and then continue to the upside, giving us an overall green week. As far as GME is concerned, you want to see us remain above the levels of 1550, and that could give us our bullish push for that $18 level. If we break above 18, we are close to that $20 level, and $18 and $20 range is where things could get really, really crazy for GME, and this is extremely bullish, especially for meme stock and meme stock holders. And if GME starts to get momentum, that could really help AMC get momentum. So I am predicting a green week for SPY, GME, and AMC. We did get those predictions correct last week, so go ahead and tune in and like for more, and make sure you guys hit subscribe to help out as well. Comment down below if you want to help out the channel, and as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
All right, guys, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. Right now, the Discord is $75, so if you want to get in for a lifetime fee of $75, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5. The Discord is where I post about special trades, give weekly alerts for trades, and it is basically a money printer, but don't take my word for it. Go ahead and ask the community. I also do live streams from 9 to 4, so you guys can check that out as well. Live streams from 9 to 4, market open to market close. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and check that out as well. And I appreciate you if you watch the end of this video to catch this message. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.